Hello everyone, welcome back on my new crochet tutorial. Today I show you how to crochet Toad, this cute and famous mushroom. I have to show you, I also made its girlfriend, Toadette, right here. So I made I made a combo. In the tutorial, I will explain to you each round one after another. But as usual, you can find the PDF file on my Etsy shop with all the pictures, all the instructions. It's available on my Etsy shop and on my Patreon. By the way, I just want to say thank you to you guys that subscribe to my Patreon. It's just new, I just started it, so thank you so much for subscribing. It really helps me to keep making videos, to keep making patterns and everything, so I'm so blessed to have you. Thank you so much. If you are a crochet beginner, you can totally follow this tutorial because I will show you every round, and you only need to know the basic stitches like single crochet, slip stitches, increase, decrease, like very basic stitches, so you will be able to figure it out if you are a beginner. And you can always ask me questions in the comment. I really try to answer to everyone. And now let's get started with a list of supplies. The links to purchase supplies and similar yarns available in Europe are in the description. The use of different supplies from that indicated may vary the final result, but you don't have to use the same brand of yarn. The weight category has to be the same, that's the only thing. So for Toad, I only used super bulky yarn. So to make sure you have the same result as mine, make sure to use super bulky yarn as well. Then I use hooks 7mm, and for one piece I use 6mm. And in terms of yarn, very simple, I only use Parfait Chunky from Premier Yarn. So as I said earlier, the weight category is super bulky. I used less than one skein of each, except for white I use approximately 1.5 skeins. So the colors for the red is poppy after I use white, teddy bear for the brown, shell for the skin color, navy for the jacket, and sunshine for the jacket as well. So for the other supplies, I use black and pink felt sheets. You know, the one you can find in any craft shops, and they are 1mm thickness. And I also use white for the eyes, but this is optional. You don't need the white one. Then I use hot glue to glue the felt sheet to the face, and also I use craft glue to put the elements together. But if you prefer to sew, obviously you can sew, but I like gluing better, so I use a hot glue gun. Then you will need some stuffing, 2 safety eyes, so they are oval we say, and kawaii, and the size are 16 by 11mm. I put the link in the description if you want to order the same one as mine from Amazon. Then I use cotton threads, so red cotton threads to sew the dots to the mushroom, and optional white if you decide to sew the feet instead of gluing. Then you will need darning needles. I like to use the curved darning needles. I just think it's easier to sew things on plushies, but you can use regular ones. Then a lap counter, as usual, stitch markers, and I also used wooden sticks, like barbecue sticks that I found at Walmart, because, you know, when you want to sew the feet and the head, it's just easier to put the sticks before and then to sew. If you have any question about the list of supplies, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. Then some notes before we start. You have the dimension on the right of the screen of what your toad should be approximately, you know, once you are done. The following video is a step-by-step tutorial to crochet Toad, and you can get the written pattern on my Etsy shop if you prefer, or on Patreon, as well as a pattern to make Toadette. You see right here, she's so cute. So if you want to make her, it's available on my Etsy shop, and the links are in the description. And thank you so much for your support if you decide to purchase the PDF. The number is in parentheses is the number of stitches to have at the end of the round or of the row. You will see them in parentheses every time. Make sure to count your stitches to make sure you have no mistakes. Then my creation are crocheted using the yarn under technique, and I work every round in spiral. If sometimes the video goes too fast, you can slow it down in the YouTube reader in the settings. And let's get started. Donc si tu parles français, voici la liste des abréviations que je vais utiliser dans le tuto. Donc voici, elles correspondent à chaque fois à un terme en français. Et surtout, si tu as la moindre question, n'hésite pas à me demander dans les commentaires. Let's start with the feet. So you take your hook 7mm and brown chenille yarn, and you start by making a magic ring and 6 single crochet in the ring. So as I say in all of my tutorials, make sure to close your ring little by little. Don't wait to be done with a 6 single crochet to close the ring. If you wait until the end, it will break. So you see I make 1 single crochet, I close a little bit, 1 single crochet, I close a little bit more. So like that, the yarn doesn't break. So round number 2 will be 6 increases. I will give you a total of 12 stitches at the end of this round. Let's not forget, 1 increase is 2 single crochet in the same stitch. That's why the number doubles. Then round number 3 will be 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. That will give you 18 stitches at the end of the round. Number 4 is 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times, and that will give you 24 stitches. We'll crochet in the back loop only, so I will show you where is the back loop. So I made 1 single crochet, but let me show you. The back loop is right here. And you make 1 single crochet in each stitch, in the back loop only. Then you will make 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch, so very classic for 2 rounds. Round number 8 is 4 decreases, 8 single crochet, 4 decreases. So you should have a total of 16 stitches at the end of round number 8. For round number 9, you will do 3 decreases, 4 single crochet, 3 decreases. And you should have 10 stitches at the end of the round. Then you make an invisible finish, so you cut the yarn, and I will show you how to make an invisible finish because we will use it many times in this tutorial. So you see, you cut the yarn, you pass it through the loop to make a knot, and then with a darning needle you create like a fake stitch up right here. Voila, so you have a finish that is pretty invisible, let's say. And then you can stuff the foot. And now you can repeat the exact same steps for the second foot. Then we will make the arm, so you will need a hook 7mm and the shell Parfait Chunky. The color is shell, is the skin color. And you make a magic ring and 6 single crochet in the ring. Round number 2 is 6 increases, so you should have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. For round 3 you will make 1 single crochet in each stitch, so very simple. For round number 4, 6 decreases. So a decrease is grabbing 2 stitches and make 1. So the number of stitches obviously reduces. Voila, so you make 6 decreases and you should have only 6 stitches at the end of the round. Then you can stuff the little end like that at the end, and we will only stuff the hand. The rest of the arm will be unstuffed. So make sure to stuff it well so it's round. Then grab your lap counter because we will make 8 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch. That's why the lap counter is very important, so you don't lose track. So after making 8 rounds, you can do an invisible finish. So cut the yarn and make an invisible finish as I showed you for the foot. And also I forgot to tell you, you don't need to keep long tails for this tutorial at the end of each piece because we will sew with cotton yarn. I never use plush yarn to sew, so you can cut the tails very short. Voila, and repeat for the second arm. Then let's make the chubby body of Toad. So you will need white yarn and 7mm hook. So you start with a magic ring and 6 single crochet in the ring. You always start the same. Then you will make 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. You will have 18 stitches at the end of the round. And round number 4 is 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. Number 5 will be 3 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times, and you should have 30 stitches at the end of round 5. Six is 4 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. Round 7 is 5 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. So you should have a total of 42 stitches at the end of the round. Then on round 7 you will place 2 threads, one on the 15 single crochet and one on the 28 single crochet, 15 and 28, and it will help you place the feet later. It's like a help for you later to know where to place the feet. I don't know if it makes sense. So 15 and 28. So you see you count from the beginning. Voila, first, and then 28. And then grab your lap counter. We will make 8 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch. So after the 8 rounds, it's round 16, and you will make 5 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, and you should be back to 36 stitches at the end of the round. Seventeen, you make 1 single crochet in each stitch, so very easy. And round 18, 4 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times. So you should have 30 stitches at the end of the round. So on the last stitch of round 18, change color. So you see, you start by making the decrease, but you don't finish it. You have 2 loops on the hook and you insert the new color like that. So the new color is shell, the skin color, and you insert your new color. Voila, so you can cut the white yarn. You can even make a knot if you want. And with a new color, we will make round 19 in the back loop only. So it's where I just showed you, the back loop only. And you make 1 single crochet in each stitch in the back loop only. Then round 20 will be 3 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times. Make sure you have 24 stitches at the end of this round. Round 21 is 1 single crochet in each stitch. Round 22 will be 2 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times. So that should give you 18 stitches at the end of the round. Now we will attach the arms. So you will see we will only crochet with the arms, so you don't need to sew them. So you will make sure to grab your arm, and so you start by making 2 single crochet, like a regular round, 2 single crochet, 2 decreases, voila, then 1 single crochet, and then you can grab your arm, and we will make 3 slip stitch, including with like the arms. So you see I put the arm against the round and I crochet with it. So 3 slip stitch, voila, voila, so your first arm is attached, and then you make 5 single crochet, voila, and grab your second arm, and you will make 3 slip stitch to attach the arm, and then your round should be over. Voila. So you see that's an easy technique. When you don't want to sew, you just crochet the arm with the body. I know the less sewing the better, we always say that, but sometimes we have to sew anyway. And now keep a long tail, so don't cut the tail too short because we will use it to sew the head, and fast enough, so pass it through the loop and make a knot. Very simple. And then you can stuff the body. Make sure to stuff it well because Toad is very chubby. Voila, so the body should look like that, you see, with the little threads for the feet, the pink threads, and the arms. And then we will make the head. So the head you need hook 7mm and the skin color yarn, and you start by making a magic ring and 6 single crochet in the ring. Then you make 6 increases for round number 2. Number 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. That gives you 18 stitches at the end of the round. Round number 4 is 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. So you should get 24 stitches at the end of this round. Round 5 is 3 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times, and you should have a total of 30 stitches. We will make 5 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch, so make sure to grab your lap counter. And then on round 10, so the last round, we will place threads on the 15th single crochet and one on the 20th single crochet. That will help you to place the safety eyes after. So you count to 15. Voila. So first thread. And the second thread will be on the 20th single crochet. Then you will make 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then we will place the safety eyes between round 10 and round 11 where the threads are, and make sure they have 4 stitches between them. If you notice that the safety eyes are not like in the video or not aligned, don't hesitate to replace them. It can be slightly different because of difference of tension, and after that you can remove the pink threads or whatever color you chose. Voila, so right here you see that's where I place my first eye, and I remove the thread before, because after when you put the little washer it's complicated. So make sure, don't forget to place the washer, if not it's not really a safety eyes. Voila, and voila. So it should look like that. I will show you. Voila. So you should have something that looks like that. Then change color, so I remade the last stitch of the round. So change color, insert white yarn right here, make a knot. And then in the front loop only, so you see I just show you where is the front loop. In the front loop only, make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So here we are starting to make the mushroom hat, or the top of the mushroom, because yes, sorry I got confused. And then round 16 will be 2 single crochet, 1 increase 10 times, so that will give you 40 stitches at the end of the round. Make sure to count your stitches, it's important. Then round 17 you will make 3 single crochet, 1 increase 10 times. That will give you 50 stitches at the end of round 17. You can go watch a movie and crochet at the same time, because that may be long. You have to make 16 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch. So that's the moment to watch Titanic or something. Voila. And make sure to use your lap counter, very important for this part. We will start to create the mushroom shape. So block the yarn with a stitch marker so it's not unraveling, and fold the white part over the face, so the pink part. And with white cotton or acrylic yarn, so as shown in the video I will show you right after, grabbing both white and pink parts. The stitches should be going in and out and have to be close to each other. The sewing line is approximately under the second white round, so I will show you right here. So you see you flip over right here, and this is 1, 2, the second round of white, and you will crochet all along this line and all around the hat. So it will create like a more mushroom shape, but I will show you. So the stitches go in and out, and make sure they are close to each other, the stitches. Voila. Once you are done, you should have something that looks like that on the outside, and in the inside it should look like this. Voila. Then round number 34, so you pick back the yarn and you make 6 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 decrease at the end of the round. And you should have 43 stitches at the end of this round. Then round 35 is 5 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 single crochet at the end of the round, and you should have 37 stitches. Then round 36 is 4 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 single crochet. Make sure you have 31 stitches at the end of the round. Start stuffing, so make sure to stuff the face before, literally stuff the face. And you see the pink part, so I always make sure this part was stuffed well before going to stuff the white part. So here you see, so first the pink part, so the face should look like that, and then you can stuff a little bit the hat. You can start stuffing it, and make sure to spread the stuffing on the side of the hat, so to make sure it looks like a mushroom. Then round 37 will be 3 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 single crochet at the end of the round. Keep stuffing, so as I say, I really put it on the sides, so it really looks like a mushroom, you see. Round 38 is 2 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 single crochet. Make sure you have 19 stitches at the end of the round. And round 39 is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times, plus 1 single crochet. you should have 13 stitches at the end of the round. Keep stuffing every time, and the last round is round 40 with 6 decreases plus 1 single crochet, and you will have 7 stitches left at the end of the round. You can fasten off and so cut the yarn and close the ring. I'm sorry, I showed you on Toadette because I completely forgot to film the one on Toad. So fortunately I made Toadette and I filmed it. Voila. And so to close the ring, you will pass the yarn in the front loop of the stitches. You see, of the 7 stitches left. And if you pass every time and pull a little bit of the yarn, it will close the ring. Voila. Voila. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to film the one on Toad. I mean, I didn't forget, is when I came to edit the video, I didn't have the video, so I guess I didn't film it. Voila. So at least you see what Toadette look like. And so Toad's head should look like that once you are done. Voila. Then we will make the 4 little dots that go on the mushroom, sorry. And with red yarn and a hook 7mm, you make a magic ring and 6 single crochet in the ring. Then round number 2 will be 6 increases, so that will give you 12 stitches at the end of the round. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times, and you should have 18 stitches at the end of this round. And round number 4 is 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. And you should have 24 stitches at the end of this round. Five is very easy, is 1 single crochet in each stitch. If you are done with round number 5, you can cut the yarn and make an invisible finish. So make sure to weave in the end after the invisible finish. I will show you how I did, so the ends are not visible. But make sure to cut the ends short because we will use cotton yarn to sew the dots to the mushroom. So you don't need the plush yarn. Can repeat 3 other times to have 4 dots, 4 red dots. Voila. Then we will make the jacket. So this time you will need a hook 6mm. And you start by making 40 chain stitch. So a long chain of 40 chain stitch. You start crocheting in the second stitch from the hook right here, and you make 1 single crochet in each chain stitch. So at the end of this row you should have 39 stitches, and I also suggest you to put a stitch marker on the first stitch of each row. It's quite important so you don't miscount. Then no, then we will make, 5 rows of 1 single crochet in each stitch. So make sure to use your lap counter and make sure to place a stitch marker on the first stitch of each row. So you see, I just turn my work. I don't do a turning chain. I just turn my work and start crocheting in the first stitch. Voila. I always do it that way. I know some people make a turning chain and stuff like that. I don't do it. And you make 5 rows like that. For row 7, you will make 13 single crochet, 6 decreases, and 14 single crochet on the same row. And that will give you a total of 33 stitches at the end of row 7. Then row number 8, you will make 13 single crochet, 3 decreases, and 13 single crochet. After making row number 8, make sure to place a stitch marker on the 8th stitch and one on the 13th stitch. So you will see I will place a pink stitch marker on number 8 and a green stitch marker on number 30. Voila, so you see I start counting here. So 8 pink stitch marker. And then I count to 30 and the green marker is already placed, but I wanted to show you. Then for row number 9, you start by making 1 single crochet. So place a stitch marker on the first stitch. Then 6 chain stitch. We are making the holes for the arms. Voila. Then make sure to skip 6 stitches and you should be where your pink marker is. Voila. Make a single crochet. Voila, you can remove it. And make 15 single crochet. A total of 16 single crochet, but you already made 1 single crochet. Voila. So 16 single crochet. As I said earlier, we are making the holes for the arms. That's why I'm using this technique with a chain stitch. Voila. So after the single crochet, you will make 6 chain stitch. Voila. Skip the next 6 stitches and you should be where the green marker is, and make 1 single crochet in this stitch. So you should have something that looks like that at the end. Voila. Then for row number 10, you will make only single crochet, but I show it to you. So 1 single crochet, then 6 single crochet, so 1 single crochet in each of the 6 chain stitch that you made, you see. So in the chain stitch you make 6 single crochet, then you make, you see, I had a little doubt, I guess, on the video. So make sure to always count your stitches. And then you make 16 regular single crochet. And once you arrive to the chain again on the other side, you make 6 single crochet in the 6 chain stitch. And you end the row by making 1 single crochet, and you should have 30 stitches at the end of the row. Then you can cut the yarn fast enough, so pass it through the loop to make a knot, and within the ends. So it means like hide the ends in the work. Voila. So now we will crochet the contour of the jacket, so make sure to keep your hook 6 mm and grab yellow yarn. Here at the end of the jacket, insert the yellow yarn with a chain stitch, you see, and we will make 1 slip stitch in each surrounding stitches. So I showed you with my finger where to do the slip stitches, and you will create the yellow contour of the jacket. So 1 slip stitch. You don't need to count the amount of stitches that you made, is not really important. Just make 1 slip stitch every time you see a stitch. So once you are done, don't go around the neck, just do the contour like that. You should have something that looks like that, and cut the yarn fast enough and within the ends again. Voila. So I will weave in the end, and then I used hot glue to fixate the ends, but you don't have to do that. I will show you what I do, but you absolutely don't have to use hot glue. I just like it better to make sure it doesn't peel off. So you see, I just apply hot glue and then I just like tap on it. Make sure it's not too hot. My glue was not too hot, so I could do that, but yeah, don't burn yourself, please, because of me. Voila. And so like that, your jacket is ready. You should have something that looks like that. And now we will assemble everything. So now we will sew the dots with thin red cotton yarn and a curved darning needle, just because it's easier to sew. So I place the first dot between the two eyes on the mushroom, like that, you see, up. And I will put hot glue to place them, but only put hot glue in the middle, not on the side, just in the middle. You can also use wooden sticks to make sure it stays in place if you don't want to glue. Voila. And now the trick to make sure the dots blend to the mushroom, make sure we will only sew the contour stitches, not everywhere else, just the contour. So with my curved darning needle, I go back and forth, and you see I only sew the contour stitches. And I use both loops of the stitches. Voila. And that's how I notice that the dots blends better to the white part. Voila. You see every time, and make sure you pull on the thread so it really stays close. Voila. And you do that all around the dots, and we will do that for the other dots as well. I will just show you where to place the dots after. Done with your first dot, we will place dot number 3, number 2, and number 4. Number 2 and 3 are on the side, and there are 9 stitches away from dot number 1 on each side, and the 9 stitches are at the bottom. So to know how to place them. And then the dot number 4 is just between 2 and 3 on the back of the mushroom. Voila. Now we will create a little smile, so cut the black felt to have one rectangle of 0.9 inches per 0.6 inches, or 2.2 centimeter per 1.5 centimeter. So it's a very small rectangle. I will show you how I cut it. So 0.9 per 0.6 inches. So I used like white marker to draw on the black felt. It's very useful. I don't know where I got this white marker, but yeah, you will see it's a very small rectangle. So it should look like that. You see, very, very small. And then cut this rectangle to create a smile shape. So I will show you how I did. There is not a very specific technique, I don't know. Just try your best to cut a smile. Little smile should look like that. Voila. And then with the pink felt, cut the pink felt to create a little tongue. So very, very small, 0.2 inches or 0.7 centimeter long. So very small, and the shape is like a small lemon shape. You see, I put you the shape in blue. how it should look like. But you will see it's very, very small. So try your best to make a lemon shape. But if it doesn't look like a lemon, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Voila, so you should have a mini tongue like that, you see, very small. And I will show you on the smile how it looks like before gluing. So you see it should look like that. The right shape for the tongue, you can hot glue it on the math. So make sure to be very precise because it's very small, and I use tweezers, you see, to place it. You just need a little bit of glue, really not a lot. Voila. Then we will hot glue the math on the face, right between the eyes, and one round under them. So you see I place it with a needle before just to show you. So it's run around under the eyes, and once you place it right, you can put the hot glue, and I use a needle to keep it in place. Voila. So really make sure to use a little bit of hot glue, not too much, if not you will create a mess. Then one thing that's optional is to cut the white felt to have two very small rounds, so very, very small round, 0.1 inches diameter. Glue them on the safety eyes to make the pupils wider. If you like the eyes of your toad, you really don't have to do that. I didn't really like it. I wanted to make it more kawaii. So I did that. So I make very, you see, small rounds that I glued on the eyes. But you really don't have to do that. Like a lot of my testers didn't do that, and it was very cute too. So you see I have two mini rounds, and I glue them on the pupils to make it larger. Like that. Very precise, you see, like I don't put a lot of glue. Right here. I just think it was cuter, but you really don't have to do that. So now we will sew or glue the feet to the body where the threads are. You remember my pink threads? That's where we're gonna put the feet. I decided to glue just because it's faster for the video, but don't hesitate to sew them if you prefer. If you notice that the feet are not positioned like in the video or not aligned with the arms, don't hesitate to replace them. It can be different because of difference of tension. And if you sew, make sure to use curved darning needles and white cotton yarn. It's just easier. And I also recommend you to use wooden sticks to keep them in place while sewing. Here is the bottom of the foot right here. I showed you with my finger. You place it against the pink thread. So that's how you should place your foot right here, where the pink threads are, or whatever color you chose. And I remove the threads before because I'm gonna glue. So as I said, you don't have to glue. If you are a little bit lazy like me, you can do it. It's okay. Except if you plan to give it to a kid. I would recommend to sew if you give it to a kid, obviously, because we don't know what's in glue. But because I don't give my creation, or I just keep them for me, I use glue for everything. It's just faster. And then you have your two legs, little feet, sorry, like that. So it should look like that, and it's aligned with the arms. Last step, obviously, is to sew or glue the head to the body. You will see I glued it just because it's easier. Make sure that everything is aligned before sewing or gluing, and use wooden stick to keep it in place. So really make sure everything is aligned, you know, because if it's glued, it's too late. Voilà, so I glued all around and I put my head. But if you sew, you have more time to figure it out if it's not aligned. Voila, so this is done. Almost done. And then you can put this little jacket on. Et voilà, you see, little toad. Thank you so much for watching the tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know in the comment section if you like this tutorial. Don't forget, if you want to add up in your collection and make toadette, it's available on my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for your support. I see you next time for a new tutorial. Please take care. Bye bye.